Today on Sonoran Living Live, it's Mr. Mom. Meet this real-life stay-at-home dad and see how he juggles it all. Good morning and welcome to Sonoran Living Live. Happy Friday. I hope it's a good one for you. I'm Stephanie Sandoval. Thanks for making us part of your morning. We're going to get things started today in a really fun way because we're going to kind of switch the roles here. I know a lot of you might be stay-at-home moms watching right now, or maybe you're the mother of a stay-at-home mom. Well, times are changing. No longer is mom the only one standing at the door waiting for her husband to come home. These days, you can find an awful lot of stay-at-home dads. And so we wanted to talk about that today. We're talking about dads that are helping take care of their kids while his wife goes out, works, brings home the family paycheck and the medical benefits as well.
I knew at a young age that I liked children, I wanted children. I wanted to be a part of their lives. Fathers in a home are very rare this day and age. And I thought that it'd be important that children have a strong male influence in their life. Luckily, I met a woman who felt the same way. Hey, Belle, do you want to put cheese on? In this house is routine. Like, they get up at 7:30 on the dot. We eat breakfast at 8 o'clock. Typically, we have like waffles or pancakes or French toast. We figured financially it didn't matter. Like, we would just live how we needed to live on one income. As long as one person was home with the kids, because we both found a lot of value in that. Before we got married, we talked about it, because it was something that was really important to me. You know, you talk about everything, religion, if we have kids, how will you, hopefully you talk about these things. How will you raise them, you know, what kind, public school, private school, like all that kind of stuff. And staying at home was one of those things that we talked about. At 9, we put Ava down. Belle will do some kind of like activity, whether it be like arts and crafts or like work on her ABCs. And we were sending her to school for a while, but she kept getting sick. I'm a typical guy's guy. I play basketball up at, you know, the gym 2-3 nights a week. I'm on a softball team on Thursday nights. Typical, like, everything a guy does, except my 9 to 5 is different than theirs. We'll go, like, to the grocery store in the morning, go grab lunch. Sometimes we have lunch at home, peanut butter and jelly, grilled cheese. Lunch is at 12:30 every day, naps at 1. So they typically nap from 1 to 3. At 3 o'clock, we usually just play at the house. And then 4:30, we start dinner, and we eat at 5. 5:15 if my wife's gonna be home a little late. Sometimes she works a lot, so sometimes she's not able to make it home. I think the hardest aspects, especially for new stay-at-home dads, is the camaraderie that you have 9 to 5. Like, you don't realize how much of your identity is built into your career. Even like things that you didn't like at your job, you start to miss. You're like, man, I would just love to argue with somebody about something. Can you say dad, dad? No? We'll work on it. 7:30 in the morning when they wake up. That definitely has to be like the highlight of my day. Especially Isabella now, because she'll get out of bed herself and she just like runs into the bedroom, daddy, daddy, and like you see that and you're like, and then you like look over and you realize that your spouse has already gone to the office at that time and you're like, man, she just, you know, missed that. There was a couple times where I'm like, daycare, here they come, babe, I'm going back to work, but I'm responsible for making you grow and shaping you into the woman that you're gonna be when you grow up. And that, I think that's the best time. With the whole role reversal, the weirdest thing is the general public. To see the looks, especially like on grandmothers, to see the looks on grandmothers' faces when we're like at the mall and my daughter falls down and runs and says, daddy, 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 as opposed to mommy, 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 people flip out. They're like, what?
Do you think every guy could do this?
Oh, definitely. I think it's definitely the hardest job in the world. My mother was right. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I beg to go to an office every day and be able to like do office work. And you don't realize, but the time in between phone calls, you hang up that phone, that's like 10 seconds of you time. With 2 kids, you have no you time. As one of them's running this way and one of them's running that way. You have no you time. I'm gonna have to grab her real quick. And that's pretty much a day in the life of the Alfonsos. No lollipop. And we eat lollipops. Huh.
Oh, I just got chills watching that. That is fantastic. Did you hear him say, I'm shaping the woman she's going to become? And the best part was when he said, I'm going to have to walk out of this interview. I got to go get her. That is an awesome dad. All right. Well, speaking of awesome dads, Sean, who you just saw in that, has started a new play group for all you stay-at-home dads. So let's just be honest. What happens is the kids play and the dads have that connection with other men who are talking about the same kinds of things that he's talking about. They've got also Dad's Day Out. So they go out and hit the links. They go out and maybe have a drink on those Saturdays when mom's home with the kids. We're going to tell you how you can hook up with other stay-at-home dads because we think this is fantastic. We just admire all those men staying home with their kids. So head over to SonoraLiving.com and we're going to provide a link to a website and a daddy blog that Sean has created. We'll provide all of that on SonoraLiving.com. All right.